Yo guys, welcome back to Leadfoot TV. So today I am going to be doing the brake discs on Sarah's Mitsubishi Colt. So we're doing front discs and pads. Basically it went for MOT. Obviously we bought it not long ago. Took it for MOT and all it failed on was a bulb and the brake pads being a bit low. So we're going to swap the brake discs and pads over now. I'll get the car jacked up and get the wheel off and then we'll go from there. So I've got it jacked up. Wheel nuts are 21mm. To get the wheel off, and yeah, you don't need to worry about the locating pin or anything for the brake discs. It doesn't have one, so it is just a case of taking the caliper off and then we can just pull the brake disc off. So first things first, I've just turned the steering lock to the right on the driver's side, so the caliper's just facing out a little bit. It just makes it a little bit easier to work on, and then we've just got to get these bolts out to take the top half of the caliper off, so they're 12mm. So I'll just take those off now and then I'll show you how to pull the pads out and everything. So I've got those little 12mm headed bolts out. They are the ones that go through here. The pins are captive, so you don't need to worry about holding the pins at the back. And yeah, once you've done that, caliper just needs prising off like that. And it should come off easy enough. As you can see, the pads are pretty knackered. Yeah, obviously I didn't notice that when we went to look at the car because it's got steel wheels on with hubcaps, so it was a bit difficult to see, and we went to look at it at night time, so yeah, didn't notice that, but yeah, they definitely need changing. So take those out, and then next up you just need to take the caliper carrier off, which are these two bolts down here. So this one and this one. Yeah, so they are 19, those bolts. And this is where it makes having the wheel turned, makes it a lot easier, because you can get the breaker bar onto these bolts and you can just crack them off. Like so. So that's loose now. Yeah, and then now if you've got a gun, you can get the gun in and just wind the bolts out. Make sure you give the socket a good tap onto the bolt with a hammer, just because obviously they'll be rusty, so you want to make sure they're all the way on before you put any pressure on them. But yeah, we'll pop the carrier off now and we'll get the disc off. So once you've got those two 19s out, that whole carrier should just drop off, and then you want to just give the disc a good tap round here. Just tap it one side, turn it 180 degrees, tap the other side, and it should just come loose and then pull off like that. So that's that disc off, and then you want to just stick your new disc on. But yeah, it just goes back on like that. I've just as well check that they're the right diameter. I have actually already checked them to make sure they were right, but yeah, just check they're the right diameter. And then before you stick this back on, this wants cleaning out. So I'm gonna get a file now and just clean these edges, so all the dirt and rust off that edge, this lip here and this lip here, because that's where the pads slide on. They don't have any like little clips in like most cars do. So yeah, just got to make sure that both those edges are, both those sliding edges where the pads slide on are nice and clean. Same again on that side as well. And then we'll stick that back on. So I've cleaned the sliding edges off, bolted it all back up. These bolts are actually 18mm, not 19mm. So yeah, use an 18mm socket on those. And then yeah, next up is getting the pads back in. So I'll unbox the pads now and we'll chuck those back in. So these pads have actually come with the metal backing plates on, these little plates where that writing is. If you get a set of new pads, sometimes they don't come with those, so you'll just have to take them off the old pad. You can see those ones have rotted like mad and fallen apart anyway, but yeah, that metal backing plate comes off. If your new pads don't come with that, just take it off the old pads and put it back in. It just, yes, stops the pads squeaking so much. So Yeah, once you've done that, you just want to slide the pads in like that and just make sure they go in nice and easy. You should be able to just do it with one hand like I've just done, like that. So that is that. And then with this, I need to get a head cam to do this kind of stuff because it makes it like so difficult doing it with my phone. But you need either a set of these swan neck pliers, or you can use a G clamp or whatever you fancy. There's loads of different ways of doing it. There's actually a really good way of doing it just by using one of the old brake pads. So yeah, look that up online if you're stuck for tools and you don't have a tool to do it. But yeah, you can actually do it with just one of the old brake pads using the brake carrier. So once you've done that, you just want to squash that piston back in. So all this is doing is pushing the piston back in the caliper. Turn it sideways so you can see it going. Here you can see that sliding back now. You just want to push that all the way back just to make sure it's not seized or stuck. It just does it good pushing it back all the way back once in a while as well. So now that is on, it's just a case of putting this back in. So just make sure that those little things are sat like that, and then put the caliper back on top. There you go. So that's a caliper all back together. You can see those little spring clips are just tucked up behind here. So you can see from there, basically, that both those want to sit behind the caliper. So if they're sticking out anywhere, you've got it wrong. And yeah, this slide pin has a straight edge on it. So the straight edge wants to go up against this piece here, and that is what stops the slide pin from turning when you tighten it up. So yeah, get your bolt in, make sure the straight edge is up against this little block here, and then you should be able to tighten it up, no issues. Yeah, there you go. That is one side done and dusted. Once you've done that, all you need to do is just get in the car and just press the brake pedal a few times until it comes solid. And you want to do this after both sides. I tend to do it after I've done each one, just so that if I forget by accident, it's not as catastrophic. Because basically, if you don't pump the brakes up when you go to brake, you won't have any brakes because the pads haven't squashed up against the disc yet. So yeah, that's how you do the discs and pads on a 1.1 Mitsubishi Colt. I just thought while I was doing it, I may as well film it because no doubt some people have found it quite useful. Yeah, because if you've not done it before, it can seem like a bit of a mammoth task, but it's actually really easy. So yeah, if you found it helpful, make sure you leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace out. Thanks for watching.